Let's go. We can't. Why not? We are waiting for Godot. Are you all waiting for Godot? That's it there because I'm going to teach you how to wait for Godot. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Literary Readers. I'm Pratibha. Now from the title you get to know that our discussion will be on the most important play by Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot. Nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes, it's awful. This is the most important quote from the play Waiting for Godot, which symbolizes the theme of this play. Now, before we go into the details of this video, if you are new to Literary Readers, then do subscribe to Literary Readers and share it with your friends. So let's dive into the video and watch it till the end. So in this video, we are going to discuss the introduction of the play, the setting of the play, the characters, the storyline and the major themes in the play. Like you all know that the writer of the play, Samuel Beckett, was born in Dublin, Ireland and got the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1969. If we talk about the play Waiting for Godot, which is subtitled as Tragicomedy in Two Acts, was first performed in the year 1952. If we talk about the setting, then the setting includes a strange and unspecified time that a country road and a leafless tree. And the setting does not take place in the context of any historical events, but we can assume that there is the impact of World War II, which is very much connected to the theme of the play. So we can say that the setting and background includes the human suffering and disillusionment caused by World War II. Now let's discuss the characters in the play. First we have Astragon, who is nicknamed as Gogo. Now Astragon is helpless, confused, can't remember his own past and forget Lucky and Pozo in Act 2. Then we have Vladimir, nicknamed as Didi. Now Vladimir is more rational than Astragon, who is able to remember people's identities unlike Astragon. Vladimir seems to be the only one who shows anger at Pozo's horrible treatment of Lucky in Act 1. But at the end of the play, we find that Vladimir is less sure than he was at the beginning. Next we have Pozo, the tyrannical, cruel and focused only on himself. Pozo is the part of human society which is affluent, knowledgeable and yet ignorant of the troubles and sufferings of their fellow humans. Then we have Lucky, the Pozo slave. Lucky is the Pozo slave whom Pozo treats horribly and continually insults, addressing him only as a pig. He is mostly silent in the play but gives a lengthy, mostly nonsensical monologue in Act 1 when Pozo asks him to think out loud. While all the characters on stage suffer in different ways throughout the play, Lucky is the play's most obvious figure of physical suffering and exploitation as he is whipped, beaten and kicked by other characters. Next we have the boy messenger, the unnamed boy who brings a message from Godot in both acts, tells Vladimir and Astragon that the Godot will appear tomorrow. Then we have Godot. Though Godot never appears on stage, but he has a significant absence in the play Waiting for Godot. Now let's discuss the summary of the play Waiting for Godot. The play is in two acts. Now let's begin with the Act 1. Like we have already discussed the setting of the play, so in the Act 1, the setting includes a country road and a leafless tree. Here we are introduced to the most important characters Vladimir and Astragon. Okay, so in the Act 1 of the play, we find that Astragon is struggling to take off one of his boots and then Vladimir appears and Astragon says nothing to be done. And then Astragon suggests that they must go somewhere, but Vladimir tells him that they can't because they are waiting for Godot. So from these dialogues, we get to know that these two characters are getting bored and are waiting for someone named as Godot. Then in the next scene, there is the arrival of two more characters named as Pozo and Lucky. So Pozo and Lucky, like we have already discussed in the characters, Pozo is the master and Lucky is the slave. Now there is sort of mastership and slavery acts between these two characters. For example, Pozo drives Lucky like a pack animal and calls him a pig. Now Vladimir is very much angry at Pozo's horrible treatment of Lucky. In the next scene, Pozo orders Lucky to think out loud. Then Lucky wears his hat and start thinking. Hence there is a long and purposeless, directionless monologue by Lucky. So the dialogues between these two characters indicates the theme of this play, which is absurdity of existence and the purposelessness of life. Then in the next scene, Pozo and Lucky depart. Then in the last scene of the Act 1, Astragon says to Vladimir that he wants to leave. He wants to leave this place, but Vladimir says that they can't because they are waiting for Godot. Then a boy comes on stage with a message from Godot. He says that Godot will not come today but will come the next day. He tells Vladimir that he works for Godot and says that Godot is a good master. Then the messenger boy leaves. Then Vladimir and Astragon says that they are leaving this place but they stay, they do not move. And that is how the Act 1 ends. The second act begins the next day, in the same location and at the same time. Now here we find that there are few leaves on the tree which was leafless in the Act 1. Then there is acts of mutual resentment and affection between these two men. In the next scene, Astragon and Vladimir try to pass the time. So they start playing games like being Pozo and Lucky. Then they both pretend to be the two characters Pozo and Lucky. Then in the next scene, Pozo and Lucky enter. Pozo is blind now. When Pozo falls to the ground, Vladimir and Astragon try to help Pozo get up in that time. Then Pozo and Lucky leaves. And then just like the day before, a boy enters with a message from Godot that he will not come today but will certainly come the next day. Vladimir asks the boy what Godot does and the boy says, Godot does nothing. Then the boy leaves. Astragon says that he wants to leave this place but Vladimir says that they can't because they are waiting for Godot. Then Astragon suggests that they must hang themselves on the tree using his belt. But when they taste the belt strain by pulling on either end, it breaks. Then in the last scene, they both says that they are leaving this place, but none of them moves, and that's how the Act 2 ends. Now let's talk about the themes in the play. Absurdity of existence. Waiting for Godot is a prime example of what has come to be known as the theatre of the absurd. The play is filled with nonsensical lines, wordplay, repetitive and meaningless dialogues, and characters who abruptly shift emotions and forget everything like what happened yesterday. So, the theme of absurdity of existence is explored here in the play. For example, the repetitive dialogues between these two characters, Vladimir and Astragon, set the theme of absurdity in the play. Then we have the theme of waiting. Like we already know from the title, that is Waiting for Godot, that these two characters are waiting for someone named Godot and who never appears on the stage. Just like Astragon and Vladimir, the audience also waits during the play for some major events or climax that never occurs. Now all of this waiting for nothing, talking about nothing and doing nothing contributes to a prevalent atmosphere of nihilism. Now what is nihilism? Nihilism is a denial of any significance or meaning in the world. Then we have the theme of purposelessness of life. All the characters in the play are perfect example of purposeless human beings. that they do not have any purpose in life. Hence, they wait and repeat their dialogues again and again throughout the play. Then we have the uncertainty of time. Perhaps the most important thing about time in the play is that it is uncertain. All of the characters are unsure of exactly when the play is taking place. The time period of the play is unclear. Moreover, it is not clear that the beginning of the play was really the beginning of this story. Amid all this uncertainty, the one thing that is certain in the play is that time is recursive in Waiting for Godot. That is, the same events occur again and again, and the characters also repeat their dialogues again and again. So, we can say that the play Waiting for Godot has explored the themes of absurdity of existence, the theme of waiting, the theme of uncertainty of time, and the purposelessness of life. I hope I was able to explain everything about the play in a very lucid manner. If you really like the video, then share it with your friends and keep watching Literary Readers. Thank you.